I'm Gino Lee, the owner of the Big Apple Inn, fourth generation. Well, we're just this little simple sandwich shop. That's all we make are sandwiches. The really unique sandwich we have in here is called a pig ear sandwich, and it's exactly what it is. It's a pig's ear, and we cut the ear, into 3 pieces, so it'll fit perfectly on that same size bun, and put the same ingredients on it: mustard sauce, slaw, and hot sauce. And pig ears are such a big hit. Pig ears. What else for you, ma'am?
I've been eating pig ears all my life. That take me back from the country. See, I stay in Bowles. I done came all the way from Bowden to Jackson to get the pig ear sandwich.
And remember, you got to get a pair of ears. You can't buy just one. You got to get the set of ears.
This is a pig ear, and it's not recommended for people who have diabetes.
Pig ears, oh, they so good. I said those pig ears, think the herd be calling name. Although pig ears so good, make you come back for some more.
Well, it's pork. It's good and juicy. Y'all been trying me. If you're listening now, go down on Ferry Street and get you one of them good pig ears, and you'll come back again and again.
Pig ear sandwich. My name is Bobby Rush. I'm better known as Sue's boyfriend. I'm here in Jackson, Mississippi on Ferry Street at Big Apples, one of the oldest places to eat that's still operating on Ferry Street. If you want something to eat, come down on this street. Right here at Big Apple, they can fill you up with something to eat, pig ears and all, huh? Pig ears and all. They're the one, they knows how to burn. Now, when you sum up the bread, the wrapping, the sauce, slaw, when you mix it all together, it says good. Good stuff. That's why they stay so long, because not only it's an economical sandwich, it's a good sandwich.
As of this year, we've been open 70 years. Right now, they're 105. A lot of people say, wow, that's a long way from a dime. But when you add it up, that's still less than a dime a decade. So you might as well say we go up pretty much a penny a year. That's still not bad. We're still beating inflation.
When I was a kid, we used to come down here, they was 25 cents. And I used to like the pig ears because my hands are sticky. And I used to like putting them on my sister when I get through eating. She didn't like my sticky hands. And they was 25 cents then, and they used to give them to us for Halloween. Every Halloween, if you come around Big John when I was small, they would give you they would give you a smoked sandwich or a pig ear when I was little, and for trick or treat. And as a matter of fact, I tried coming twice, but they seen the same costume too many times.
In the early, mid-1930s, my great-grandfather pushed a hot tamale cart up and down Ferry Street. He was an old Mexican man. His name was Juan Mora. Never legal here. Jumped off the train when he got to Mississippi. Of course, couldn't make enough money, so he realized that, listen, I have a great little recipe for hot tamales that my mother makes back home from Mexico City. So he started making hot tamales and selling them on the corner of Hamilton and Ferry Streets, and out of a tin drum and an open fire. Got enough money and built a cart and pushed a hot tamale cart up and down Ferry Street and sold tamales out of the cart. In 1939, an opportunity came for he and his son, Harold, to open up a restaurant here on Ferry Street. It was actually a grocery store at the time, and the guy wanted to sell it for $100. And my grandfather and my great-grandfather came up with 50 and borrowed another 50 and opened up the Big Apple Inn. My grandfather at the time said that during 1939, his favorite dance was called the Big Apple. So he named it after his favorite dance, the Big Apple, and called it the Big Apple Inn.
Tonight, Baron Skinner has a little treat in store for you. The Big Apple Contest.
Now, we've always been incorporated under the name Big Apple Inn, but everybody always called the name Big John's from my great-grandfather. Let's go to Big John's place, and it's still called Big John's.
My grandfather had opened the business and was selling the 3 or 4 items that were already on the menu from the previous owner. And one day, a store owner next door, a meat market guy, came by and asked John, said, "John, I have some pig ears. Could you use them?" Well, my grandfather never turned away anything that was given to him. So he said, "Yes, I can use them." He didn't know exactly what to do or how to cook it.
Tried deep frying them, didn't get them tender enough. Tried, put them on the grill, didn't get it tender enough. Tried, all kind of ways to cook them. Found out if you boil them for 2 days, they'll get tender enough to put on a sandwich and eat. So he started selling pig ears like that. And then later on, he started pressure cooking them, and it only takes 2 hours now to get them tender enough to eat. This is about the size of an ear. 1 ear will make 3 sandwiches. And you just cut it up into 3s, and then you cook them up. Each box will make about 300 sandwiches. And we go through an average of 2 boxes a day. On busy days, we go through about 3 boxes a day of pig ears. The people who are indigenous to the South, especially the Jackson area, wonder, what's the big deal about a pig ear? They used to eat in the country, they used to eat in the, but right now, I guess people think of pig ears as, you go get it at the pet store and give it to your dog, which by the way, is something we really hate, because we used to buy our pig ears for $13 for a 30-pound box until they started making it for dog chews, and now we pay $59 a box for that same case of pig ears.
Pig ears are great, but I just think the mild smokes are, just the ones to have.
Big John smokes, y'all. You can get them hot, extra hot. Oh, when you get them extra hot, they hit the spot.
You either hear this, let me have 2 smokies, or you hear people say 2 smokes, or they'll say 2 hots. Now, hots gets a little confusing, because they'll say that, let me get 2 hots mild, so that's a little confusing, but yeah, we have them, they call them one of those 3 things. What it is red rose smoked sausage, and red rose smoked sausage is made here in Mississippi. It's the only place it can be bought, and they don't even ship out of the state of Mississippi. What we do is we grind it up to the consistency of, I guess, like ground beef, put it on a griddle, put it on a crystal-sized bun with a mustard sauce, slaw, and a homemade hot sauce, and it makes a great sandwich. The most popular order is just when you just split it in half. Let me get 3 smokes and 3 pig ears, or 2 smokes, 2 pig ears. But the pig ears are such a mainstay, and people just love the pig ears so much that you'll have some customers who just want 1 pig ear, but maybe 5 smokes, or maybe 10 smokes and 1 pig ear. If ears happen to be cooking at that time, or if they're not ready, or if we happen to be out, they'll cancel the whole order because they got to have that 1 pig ear.
Three smokes, 2 ears. What else for you? $5.25.
All right.
Thank you.
But I got half and half. I just got 6. I got 3 smokes and 3 pig ears, and when I'm eating, I alternate. You might see me reach in the bag, pull out one, and I put it back and grab another, because I'm alternating the taste, alternating the different flavors.
If you want a hamburger, or if you want a hot dog, go to McDonald's. You're gonna go to Burger King. If you want a pizza, you go to Pizza Hut, or other places. But if, when you want to come here, you're coming down to get a smoke in an ear.
The food they serve is somewhat of a delicacy. You see, you don't find the kind of what we call hot smoke or pig ears everywhere. And if you do, they don't nearly compare to what we get here. Anybody who haven't had a smoke or a pig ear that live in Jackson has missed something.
They have.
Ferry Street was the only place to go to town if you were black, to have a good time. In fact, Ferry Street was known as Little Harlem. The train station is 2 blocks over. When people would get off the train, they'd come straight to Ferry Street, and they say it was walking room only. You could not fit. There were shops and clothing stores and restaurants and juke joints and movie theaters, and everything down here was black owned and black run. And all the patronage was black folks.
It's like Bill Street, Ferry Street, Bill Street. It was the thing. Everybody walking, talking, whatever you want to find. If you had a taste for it, you could find it on Ferry Street.
The music was a big part of Ferry Street. We had music up and down the streets, live music in front of the restaurants. Many of the top-notch artists back in those days performed at the Crystal Palace.
Now, the Crystal Palace was the place to go. That was when any famous entertainer came to town. Red Fox performed there. Sammy Davis Jr. performed there. Cab Calloway performed there. When anybody came to town, they performed at the Crystal Palace.
And now it's a pleasure to present to you Cab Calloway.
Here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a red hot hoochie coocher. She was a roughy, stuffy sprawl. Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Heidi, 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 Heidi. Heidi, Heidi, Heidi,
There was a recording studio down here, Trumpet Records, and they would do a lot, or get a lot of the local entertainers down here. There were a lot of little local blues musicians who also came from this street. I don't know if you know about the famous harmonica player Sonny Boy Williamson, but when we first moved to our present location in 1952, the restaurant was downstairs, but above the restaurant was apartments. And Sonny Boy Williamson rented an apartment upstairs. And he would, sleep all day and then perform his music at different clubs all night. And I don't really think he became super famous until after he died. In fact, my father used to tell me that Sonny Boy, when he was a kid, used to take him to the Pearl River and they'd go fishing.
At the time, I didn't know of Sonny Boy's prominence in life. We knew that there was a musician that lived upstairs. He would come down and eat. And he said, I want to take you fishing with me. So we would go down on the riverbank, and if I caught anything, he took it off and put it in a little bucket for him. It wasn't until later that I found out this was one of the blues legends, Sonny Boy Williams.
If you don't be mighty careful, the devil gonna get you one day.
After a while, I guess the apartments really weren't making a lot of money, so the landlord of the building decided to turn it to office space. So they rented it out to, attorneys and professional people. So above us, office space went up there to Medgar Evers. That was his office when he was field secretary for the NAACP. And for a short time, I understand that Fannie Lou Hamer's office was up there too. And they worked together on a lot of things.
The Medgar office was upstairs for two reasons. Number one is because it was about all we could find, and it was safe for him.
Medgar didn't have the office space for the influx of people, and they would meet down here and discuss their strategy. When people came down to order sandwiches, they saw the crowds and they inquired what was going on, so they joined in. In fact, they would be lined up at the door just to hear Medgar and hear his strategy, and he always had encouraging things to tell them. So the Big Apple was a big part of the strategy, not so much as implementing anything, but a place where they could meet and feel safe.
So Ferry Street has, was the place to be and the place to go. Now we come to, 70 years later, Ferry Street's a ghost town.
all the people are gone. All the crowd is gone. A lot of businesses closed, a lot of building is gone. And this was one of the places that really stood the test of the weather and the storm, and it's still here. The food's still good. I came in this morning, I asked the young lady, was the food still good like it was, those smokes were 30 years ago? She said, of course, yes. So, and I got me a few of them, and they are excellent. And I really admire that family for keeping this tradition going.
My father and my grandfather viewed success as seeing people satisfied. And I think this is transcended over the years. I know we've instilled in our son, the one who's presently running the business, that it's not the end, but it is a means to an end, even though you won't be rich. But it's so satisfying to leave here every day knowing that you've done some good, knowing that you've done the kinds of things that my grandfather had set out to do, and that was to make sure nobody left you hungry. In fact, my father quoted on one of our little calendars, he said, "This is the place that made you glad that you were hungry."
We are a fixture in this community. You know, when people come to Ferry Street, or a lot of times when people come to Jackson, they have to come to Big John's because this is home. They have been raised on this. They've been eating this since they were, 1, 2, 3 years old. When they come to town or when they come to Ferry Street, they have to come to Big John. As we talked about earlier, Ferry Street has been on the decline, pretty much since the late 60s, early 70s. But we have stayed down here. It's definitely not because of the money. It's because of our dedication to Ferry Street.
Been a long time. I've been eating me some Big John. Yes, it's been a long, long, long time, y'all. I've been eating those Big Johns. If you eat 1, 2, you know the cook knows just what to do. I want 10. I'm gonna take them home with me. Give me 10 and 2 more for the eat. I'm gonna take these hot, eat them all up on the spot. Big John, Big Apple Inn on Ferry Street back in the 60s. Thank you all for giving me a bag to go.
Smoked 2 ears. Anything else for you? Big 420.